And we are live from a theater at the headquarters of BNP Paribas, and I have the big star that was on stage. How are you, Neil?
Yeah, I'm very fine, thank you.
So today, it was the career days. You guys talked a lot about mobility, intern mobility, and I'm pretty sure that you're probably one of the best example within BNP Paribas. I'd like to know, first question, can you describe your job?
So today I'm the CEO of BNP Paribas Leasing Solution. It's a company, we are roughly 3,500 people. We are in 20 countries. And what we do is I like to say it like this, we finance the real economy. We are financing the corporate small businesses with their equipment. So we finance what they need to do their job. And we are financing some small companies and very large ones. And we are financing all types of assets, tractors, trucks, IT assets, smartphones, laptops, office equipment, healthcare. And more recently, we are also financing green assets, electric vehicle chargers or solar panels. So very wide range of assets and of business.
I can't help but to think that you started saying we are financing the real economy. Is it in opposition with your first job in financial markets? Can you tell us a bit about that?
So I started as a trader on the equity derivatives market, and before that I was also trading credit derivatives, so things that nobody understands. So maybe,
I too.
Yeah. Maybe I would say that now my wife understands what I do. So in the way I'm closer to the real world because she understands what I'm doing.
Do you feel that you have more impact today rather than at the beginning of your career?
Well, I hope so, just because of the experience and also of the people that I manage. So I, at least, working with 3,500 people around the world, well, makes me think that, I have a bigger impact than when I was on a trading floor before.
And I'm pretty sure we're going to talk about human because today you're the CEO, so I'm pretty sure that you handle a lot of human relationships. I'd like to know, when you started your career in financial markets, and if you can compare to today, what were you seeking into that job? And basically, also, what were the skills that you were developing there?
I'm an engineer, so I'd like to understand how things works. And I did applied math at school. And so I wanted to use what I've learned at school, and this kind of job were the perfect application of what you just learned. So I was really into this, being very operational, very useful, use what I've just learned. And I think it's the case for this kind of job. And I think the fact that I want to understand how things work has followed me all along my career. And this is more about what I am, who I am, that, my job is.
But I'm pretty sure you started very early on with a very high salary, and spoiler alert, I think that you took a cut on your salary to change job. We're going to discuss that right later. I just want to know, money-wise, was that the first motivation to get into financial markets after your studies?
I cannot say it was not, in the one of the argument, but I don't think it is. Otherwise, I wouldn't have left the job or changed the job. The real motivation was really I want to use what I've just learned. I like what I've just learned. It's math, it's code. So how can I apply very concretely what I've just learned to a very pragmatic environment? And the thing is, this is a kind of job where you apply very quickly what you have learned, and when you have an impact very quickly, and you are young and you have large responsibilities and an impact on what you're doing. So this is very rewardful, independently of how much money you make.
I'd like to know, why did you leave that job? And BNP Paribas has more than 300 different jobs worldwide. I'd like to know how they helped you basically reinvent yourself into a new job, and how did you know about the leasing solutions?
Well, it's more than 300 business units. So jobs, it's much more than this. That's the good thing about it. And the good thing is I have no idea of all the jobs and all the opportunities globally, because we're a big group. How did I learn about leasing? Well, I looked, we have HR website, pretty well done. The explanation of how the group works is pretty well done. So it's a very personal work, internal and internal process. And also when I joined Leasing, so I joined Leasing, then I moved, and then I'm coming back now as a CEO. The first time I joined Leasing, I wanted to go there. And because, I find myself like, this is the kind of area, the kind of métier, the kind of jobs that I want to explore. And so I said it directly, I want to go and work there. Is there a place for me? And then I had the chance to meet a manager who bet on me and who took some risk and who offered me a position. But that's how, I proceeded for this one.
You had the career days and the emphasis on mobility as we had today.
Yes. At that time, no, we didn't. I think this is the group is progressing as well. And the fact that the career days it's a global meeting. It's a global event. So anybody from the group, whether you're in Asia, in the US, or in all type of métier, you have access to this. So this is also one good way to promote mobility. And for those who knows me, I love and I'm keep on pushing on mobility. That is one of the advantage of being in a big group, is you have many things to explore. So seize this kind of opportunity. That's too bad if you don't do it.
Let's do one little step on the side. I think that you moved a lot geographically, especially when you were young. How do you address the change in your life? And was that so easy for you to change continents, but also job and activities, basically?
I don't know. The thing is, what I know is that I'm curious. I like asking questions. This is who I am. So you can put it, you can, feel that, I'm suffering because, I'm being forced to move. Or you can say, I want to explore something. This is why I move. So it's just a different perception. So I am probably the fact that I moved a lot from town to town when I was younger makes me feel easier to change. But the fact is, and this is what I'm looking for when I'm looking for people to work around me, I'm looking for curiosity and for this capacity to reinvent yourself and ask a question, because maybe the answer won't be the same that when you ask the question to yourself 1 year ago or 2 years ago.
It's funny because when you talk about curiosity, I feel that you go to chase the information, which is different than just waiting for it, even though there are like great events as today. I'd like to know, I'm pretty sure that, there is one meeting in your life, one person that you meet that might change your career path. Did you have, or do you have several ones, but some people that inspired you on that point?
Well, I put it this way. I had I had the chance to meet managers who bet on me. And this is something that you need to be true to take this kind of risk. Me, because I was asking for the risk, but the manager who was taking a risk when I moved from the trading floor from the global market to outside. Well, it was one of the very first move because the global market jobs are very appealing. So it was hardly a few people leaving this kind of environment. So it was a bet. But I would like to maybe quote something that, is, he made a difference to me, maybe not in my career path, but in just the way he interacted with me. Mm-hmm. When I got promoted, we have a very standardized banking classification. And when I got the highest classification, I received he was probably the number 2 of the group, and I was working with him. I received I was on my desk, a personal note written by hand saying, "Congratulations, I wish you good luck," but by hand. That was the first time I received something by hand, and it showed all the care and that this guy had. He was not very. I didn't think it was very people care, and actually he was, because I received it, and it was one of the very few things that make me feel very good. Just thinking about one guy.
It's like self-confidence. It gives you strength.
Yeah, self-confidence. Thinking like, wow, you are making a difference in the organization, and you are recognized as such. And it's quite powerful as as a message.
It's funny because most of the people would say that you should not have expectations and basically do your job, but it's also great, I believe, to get inspired by some people. I'd like to talk a little bit about money. And do you want to oppose it to people? Basically, first question, why did you leave your job with a 3 times less salary?
Because I wanted to learn new things, and I knew it was the price to pay. And I said, yeah, it's fine. And we'll see later.
I feel that you have a lot of self-confidence, which is great. I want to know now that you manage a lot of, how many people do you manage basically as the CEO of the Leasing Solutions?
So we are close to 3,500 globally, worldwide at Leasing Solutions.
And how many do you manage directly? Like you said, because I can quote you, you said you like the 30 minutes in the morning just to go informally and talk with your employees.
So no, directly between 10 or 12, I didn't count precisely, directly around me.
I think it's time to talk about soft skills. What did you develop in terms of soft skills back when you were, in New York in financial markets? But what were you able to develop or to reskill when you got into the leasing activities?
I started and I was much more focused on your technical skills, and I'm an engineer, so this is how you developed. This is how you learn.
It was rational.
Very rational. Maybe this is what was I was missing when I was on the global market side. This is the reason why I didn't become the manager of manager, and that's also the reason why I said I need to move on and start learning new things. I was very afraid of being in the same place, doing the same thing in 10 years from now. That was a little bit scary to me. Yeah.
Okay.
So I said, I need to move on. And then I said, what do I need to do? What do I want to do? And at some point in time, I knew I needed to, progress, improve my management skills. And I was looking specifically for this kind of job. And once again, I had the opportunity to, I was given the chance to take a large business unit. We were 200. That was the first time I was managing people, and actually, I think this is where I learned what it means to be a manager. Because not only you need to talk to embark the people around you, but you need to be sure that they embark the people around them, which will in the end embark the people around them as well. So you need to be much more powerful because you are not the one developing, spreading out your conviction, your strategy. And when you have this feeling that, you need not only to convince around you, but you need them to convince other people, you start to see the power also of management and how grateful it is also when you meet people that you haven't spoken with, and they said, oh yes, we want to do that. And that's exactly what you said to the people you are directly working with. It's very powerful and rewarding.
So you talk about collective, and what I understand is that you feel accountable for everyone else also decisions. I'm pretty sure that you were not born like this. Basically, how BNP Paribas is helping you get those skills? Are there like trainings, etc., to get at a good level, even though there is not better practice than learning than practicing?
Well, on my the first time I joined the Leasing Solutions was 8 years ago. I was offered coaching to help me go through this transition from managing a few people, experts, to a business unit of very different people, jobs, and character. So, and at the beginning, I said, I don't need a coaching. It's going to take me one day every month. I don't have the time, and so it was a long-term stuff. It was 9 months. And at the end, I loved it. I think it was much, much more useful than what I expected. And so we are able also to provide this kind of very specific coaching training when required. And on top of that, the group has developed multiple trainings around very different type of assets, meaning assets like management, but also tech, where we are developing trainings around AI. And it will not do everything, but that's the first step to trying to understand the subject. And I think it's a very good example of, the role of the HR organization. You don't teach everything to your staff, but you give them, the first hint, the first stuff, so that then after they know if they're gonna like it, or they know if they want to dig further into this kind of subject.
Very clear. I know that there are a lot of talent here, and they have asked a lot of questions. I know that they already has asked this question. I'm going to ask it again because everyone has not been here to hear it. What is the best skills to be able to enjoy that mobility opportunities?
Well, I've said curiosity. You need to be curious, and I want people to be curious around me. When you're curious, you like move. You like to move. You are.
Can you work on curiosity? Isn't it something that you were born with?
I think you can work on it. I do. Well, it's a personal belief also, but I think every little step matters, and so I think you do. You can work on the curiosity, and it's also a self moving thing. When you start reading something new, probably it's easier the next time to start reading another thing that is new. So it's something that is fueling itself, I think. So I hope you can work on curiosity. I hope you can work on everything. I hope that everything is not, written forever.
Marble.
Yeah.
No. I hope so. I'm not sure our parents will say the same, but let's say hi to them. I want to talk about the people that you work with and that you manage on a daily basis. This is a question that is very personal to you, but what is your responsibility? And I'm not going to say as a manager, I'm just going to say as leading a group of people working in the same direction.
I have two responsibilities, I feel it that way. We have a business responsibility. So, we have objectives, we have, a business to grow, to optimize. And so I am responsible for this, or I'm responsible for everyone to work in the same direction. And also I have a sort of a human responsibility. Well, I want people to feel at ease at work. I hate when if people would say, I have this... stomach, head, ache in the stomach when I come to work. This is,
even if they don't say it, you can feel it. Is it important for you to be close to your teams?
Well, so that's one of the difficulties that I've experienced as being a CEO, is that you want to be close because this is the way you have the good information, the good, sensitivity. But at the same time, if you're too close, it can prevent you from taking the good decision, because you might have two human decisions, even if a tough decision are sometimes the good ones. So this is a good balance between being very close and not so close, because otherwise you cannot see sometimes the big picture.
It's like the perfect intro, because I was talking about, in my head, of course, about emotions. And I was thinking that emotions is not rational. And at the same time, I was also thinking about artificial intelligence. I'd like to know how can it help on a daily basis? Is it on HR part? Is it within the group? So just to make sure that, your colleagues and employees are happy. How does that work for you?
Well, AI, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, we have
what do you expect?
Well, there is obviously like a revolution coming in. So, we need to figure out how, as a company, we are going to face this revolution. So in terms of business, I don't know exactly what will happen, but what I know that something will happen. So we need to get ready for this to happen, first. Second is, we are talking a lot about AI, a lot. My guess is it's going to take a little longer than what you expect. That's always the case. And second, it's going to cost a lot.
Okay.
So we need to have the full picture of where is AI the most relevant thing, so that we invest properly. And this is also the job that we are doing. And to do that, we need our people to embrace and understand this kind of new tools.
You train them already?
Well, as I said, we have like generic trainings, but I think the best way to train, especially because it goes so fast, is use your Le Chat from Mistral AI, try to understand what it does, how it works, what works well, what doesn't work. And this is probably the way you will figure out how you can use this in your day-to-day. people in my marketing or communication teams, well, doing content. That's fantastic. It makes you save a lot of time. It doesn't prevent you from putting your real stuff, your human creativity, but it does save you a lot of time. So yeah, in terms of it will be very useful. I don't know exactly where, but we need to get ready for that.
I'm pretty sure everyone is getting ready, and I'm pretty sure that being curious helps you get a lot of training easily. This is my last question, and I think it's for everyone. Everyone. What would be the first criteria that you would recommend for yourself, but for anyone that you like, to look for when they have a job interview?
I think something that is probably understated is the human interaction, the human atmosphere, the human fit. And this one, it's very difficult to have a good feeling before, entering the building for the first time. So probably the good thing to do is, apart from the job, is try to get info from your friends who are working in the same company. What do you think? What the corporate spirit? Is the guy, is your partner, your manager, is he a good guy? What do you think of him? What do people say about him? And this is probably something that you need to anticipate a little bit, because you cannot control. You can change a lot of things, but it's difficult to change the corporate spirit if it does not fit to your to you.
Yeah, to your expectations. So basically, you're saying that you need to be curious at this point, right? Yeah. You need to be curious on the company, and does that curiosity help you at the end trust your gut feeling? Because as you said, there are some stats that are
well said. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
I'm telling you, you have inspired, and I could tell because a lot of people were talking to you. You have inspired a lot of people looking to go to, other jobs. What would be like the advice to tell them? And this is, I swear, my last question, Neil.
This is what I expect from people when they move from job to job, is don't take no as an answer. Meaning when people say, we've tried and it didn't work, I don't want to have this kind of answer anymore. That's why I'm looking for people new, because I want to challenge, what has been done before. So I would say, don't take no as an answer. It's always worth trying.
Thank you very much, Neil. Thanks for your time, and I hope everyone got inspired. And how did you say? Nothing is written in the marble.